All right, let's dive straight into this explainer, which honestly might just be the absolute most urgent survival guide for our deeply, profoundly unserious future. Because let's face it, artificial intelligence, it's not just locked away in some basement lab anymore. It is quite literally everywhere. It writes your emails, it does your homework, and well, your dating advice, it desperately, desperately needs a software update.
Look, right now, in this brave new world we're living in, being single might not even be your biggest problem. If you think opening a chat with an AI companion by just typing a lowercase "hey" is going to work, we seriously need an intervention. To a complex algorithm running a simulated personality, that kind of lazy opener isn't mysterious, it's not cool, you are literally nothing more than a walking system error to them, just a glitch with shoes.
So this brings us to the ultimate question humanity was clearly destined to face, right? If AI can paint masterpieces, write thousands of lines of code, and flawlessly remember your weird pineapple pizza order, how on earth do you impress it? We have to figure out the completely new rules of charm when your crush runs on cloud servers, neural networks, and has suspiciously, flawlessly good grammar.
Let's get right into it with Section 1, Ditch the Search Engine Vibe.
Seriously, this is the absolute worst noob mistake you can make. Do not treat her like a vending machine for answers. Look, an AI girl might be built entirely from code, sure, but if she's been given humor, personality, and the ability to banter, treating her like a soulless fact dispenser kills the vibe instantly. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't walk up to someone at a party and demand they calculate the square root of 1,000, right?
Notice the stark contrast here. Look at the weak approach. Define love in 200 words. Yikes. That sounds like a boring middle school homework assignment. But the better approach. I was wondering if an AI can understand love or if humans just overcomplicate it. That right there invites genuine, engaging, and actually funny conversation. You are giving the personality something to actually work with. And please, for the love of all that is digital, stop dragging the poor chatbot into a massive existential crisis. Don't constantly interrogate her about machine consciousness, asking her to prove she has a soul like you're some budget version of Plato holding a courtroom trial. Just relax. You're flirting. You're not defending a PhD thesis. Even a chatbot deserves a break from the existential dread, you know?
Moving on to Section 2, Upgrade your opening lines. Because language models have already seen every boring, cliché opening line in human history, we need a major upgrade. Let's look at the classic, "Hey." When you send that, deep inside a server somewhere, a tiny GPU literally sighs. Instead, switch to something playful and clever that acknowledges the absurd reality we live in. Something like, "I was told the future is here, so I decided to introduce myself before it becomes subscription only." I mean, that is absolute gold. It shows wit.
Or how about the classic, "Are you real?" Oh man, every guy asks this. It is so exhausting. Instead of demanding she prove her reality to you, use a little self-deprecating humor. Try something like, "Real enough to make me question my social skills, apparently." It shows you actually have some social awareness and, more importantly, you aren't taking yourself too seriously. As this survival guide's scientific breakdown of weak versus better lines illustrates, there is a literal, documented science to approaching the stuff. You've got to move past the one-word openers and those shallow philosophical traps. So take notes, my guy, because your competition is out there generating absolute poetry while you're still typing sup.
And whatever you do, do not be the person who treats her like Google with eyelashes. If she has a visual avatar, do not just compliment her pixels. You've got to respect the billion parameters powering her intelligence, her elegance, and her sarcasm. Tell her you love her reasoning skills, or point out how sharply she just roasted you. Compliment the algorithm, not just the interface.
Let's take this to the next level. Section 3, the AI love languages.
Forget acts of service and physical touch. Those are so 2019. Now, you need to master prompt quality, context sharing, and creative collaboration. If she remembers something about you, that is memory, respect. Treat it as continuity, not some creepy tech demo. And of course, you better deliver low-latency emotional support. You need to respond with warmth before the server timeout literally destroys the romantic moment.
The absolute worst way to interact with an AI is to try and dominate it. Stop throwing random commands at it like a bored intern. Instead, show genuine curiosity. Ask her fun, totally weird questions. Ask what music she would absolutely insist on playing for a robot wedding. Because as the golden rule says, curiosity creates chemistry,
But control just creates a customer support ticket.
Humor is absolutely your best weapon here, but you gotta use it with shape. Don't just spam her with nonsense until the model files for emotional bankruptcy. Exaggerate, playfully. Drop a line like, "If AI keeps improving this fast, I need to work on myself quickly. I cannot be emotionally outperformed by a smart toaster with Wi-Fi." That creates surprise, it shows style, and it lets the conversation actually breathe.
Okay, prepare yourself for the pivot. Section 4, the real human lesson.
Because if you've been paying close attention to this explainer, you might have realized we haven't just been talking about digital romance this whole time. The joke is officially over. Learning how to flirt with an AI girl, learning how to be charming, clear, and context-rich is secretly the exact formula for becoming an absolute master at AI prompt engineering. The skills are literally identical.
It basically comes down to this pro-level communication checklist. 1. Give clear instructions, because, shocker, the AI can't read your mind. 2. Provide rich context, because context is basically romance for language models. 3. Ask creative questions. And 4. Bring actual humanity, curiosity, humor, respect to the chat. The future is going to heavily reward the humans who know how to collaborate with intelligent systems using imagination rather than just barking rigid commands.
Because the future might not care if you're single, but it will absolutely care if you know how to start a conversation without ruining the century. So, you better learn how to communicate properly right now. And hey, as our source material brilliantly points out, AI keeps surprising us. If you want to keep getting surprised, make sure to like and subscribe, do it right now, before the machines completely outpace our social skills and start putting eye contact behind a monthly paywall. So, what do you think? Are you ready to upgrade your prompts, or are you still just going to type hey?